welcome to another episode of Motoring Middle East. Today we're checking out the new Kia Telluride, which is the big boss of Kia SUVs. It's priced very aggressively, and it's actually the range topper sitting above the Mojave, which, let's be honest, is a little bit dated. So what have you got for Telluride? Well, it's a 7-seat SUV. It's got a 3.8 litre V6, 291 horsepower, the most in the segment, 8-speed auto, and frankly more kit than you can shake a stick at. A very well equipped stick actually. Prices are incredibly keen. It starts at 119,000 dirhams in the UAE and goes up to 169,000 dirhams for the top of the range model that you have here. This is actually the main car with the cross-rail roof bars for bikes and things like that. It's a very fancy looking thing. This is the hero color. It's kind of a dark mossy green. I think it's like a Korean racing green basically. And what do you think of the design? I'll come over here. I think it's actually super interesting because it eschews the current design trends towards blobby and just random spikes and slashes. And now we're going with this very straight, very boxy, broad-shouldered approach. It's all very futuristic and scientific. It's like a Tron movie car brought to life. I love how these vertical stack elements like these headlights, the grille which is chromy but not too chromy, and of course you got the famous Kia Tiger Shark motif. I think it's a very smart car, and I think boxy sells in the Middle East because people out here kind of like that 80s aesthetic. In terms of the design, it's actually a very, very good proportion. That sits really nice. I mean, these are 20-inch wheels. I think the back is the best bit. Come back here, camera. Lots of space, by the way. Tons of room up front. I mean, you know what you're getting with Kia. Lots of value and lots of kit. What we never had before was sort of desirability. And that's what you're kind of getting with the Telluride now. This is a premium product and Kia wants to push it with it. But it's still not too expensive. Let's have a look at the tail. I love this. This tail light is my favorite bit of the car because it looks German, it looks Bentley, it looks very, very fresh. Oh, the road actually. Boot space with the seats up, not massive. How the seats go down, I'm going to see if I can do this. Oh. There's no credit to hold on. Oh, no, seats not working out. No, pull these latches. There we go. Huge amount of boot space in here, absolutely huge. For your Saudi families to take them all quite well. And even I actually sit quite comfortably in the back. I mean, my headroom's at the curtail, legroom non-existent, but it's not bad. I actually want to show you one more thing before we finish. Sorry about all of our bags. It has a one-touch feature, so if you press this, it moves you forward, so you can basically get in and out easily. It's not a huge aperture, it's not fantastic. It's better than nothing. So yeah, pretty good car on paper at least. Let's see how it is when we ride it. So I know we said we're going to do a drive, but first let's a quick look at the interior. Because let's be honest, Kia's come a really long way on the interiors. And they feel almost like a weird mixture of premium German and European. It's something that Lexus, for example, has struggled with, but Kia seems to be just knocking out of the park. So let's take a look at it. And it's a bit of a mishmash. So you've got these German-style instruments here. I love that they haven't gone for the digital cluster. It is just a speedometer and a tachometer. But what's new is, if you can look at that, cameraman, it has lane watch the same way as the Honda system, but actually it's in the center thing, so it doesn't make your eyes go off the road. You actually look down and you see it. So when you're indicating, you see an immediate blind spot view. Other than that, if you pull back, lots of plastic. I mean, it all feels really well made. It's good quality plastic. It's not cheap plastic like you get in a Suzuki. So this is really nice, well stitched leather with the contrast stitching here. You've got these shiny plastic buttons, but they all work very well. There's a few too many buttons. That's my only real criticism. But this car has a few too many functions. For 160,000 dirhams, it is ridiculously loaded. You just come down here and look at this. So you've got AC ventilated seats, right? Okay, not a big deal. But it's for first and second row. You've got heated and you've got ventilated seats. Then you've got a Qi charger. Then you've got the first of 6 USBs, which is insane. The 8-speed auto, which has a manual shift mode. Weirdly, no paddles, but then again, who really cares? Also, I'll show you the key a little bit. Quite a fancy looking thing, the same one as we get in the Stinger. You've got a fair few oddman space here. You've got a place to keep your phone if you have more than that one, and more cup holders. And then you've got park assist, the parking sensors on and off, and this is hill hold. Again, unsurprised, not hill hold, brake hold. Now, you've got 6 different modes here. This is comfort, which is kind of mushy, eco, which is super mushy, sport, which is okay but holds the gears too much, and smart, which I haven't tried yet. If you press this button, this lights up and you get snow, mud and sand. Now, come back up to me. I don't think this is by any means an off-road car. So let's just pretend that it's like a beach car, and I think these modes will be fine. Other than that, we've got HVAC down here. We've got more shiny buttons. I wish there was some differentiation between the buttons. It's got a decent sound system. It's Harman Kardon. The clarity is fine. I think I would need to listen to it in a slightly less pressury situation. And you've got this screen up here. which is very BMW, but the layout isn't quite perfect. Like the home, this is the home screen. I'm not quite sure where I should go. Oh, and we still got the Qibla compass because it's Kia, and they always look after the Muslims. Nice of them. Yeah, it's not the most intuitive screen, but it is very, very stacked with options. I kind of refer to this car as well. I think it's a pretty good effort. Most people are going to be pretty happy. If you're looking for lots of functions, this is the car for you. In terms of integration, they're not quite at the where the Germans or Mercedes, which makes a million functions look so easy. But it is a very good effort, and the price you simply can't argue. Let's see what it's like on the road. No, for real this time. Okay, so we're on the road in the new Kia Telluride. This is a very short drive. I'm just going to the Dubai Polo Club for our next bit, which is off-road. I don't have great expectations. But I thought I'd fill you in on what the Telluride is like to drive. It's actually in brake hole mode now, so basically keeps the parking brake on. Makes a nice snarl from the 3.8, 291 or something horsepower, 295 PS, about 260 foot-pounds of torque. The torque's a little weedy because the car feels it on the heavy side, so it can be a little slow to respond sometimes. I'm driving it in smart mode. There are 4 modes: Comfort, Eco, Sport and Smart. Comfort's very mushy. Eco is don't bother. Sport is nice, but then it just holds gears. It's annoying. So I actually like the Smart mode, which kind of dabbles between Comfort and Sport. Otherwise, you've got your sand, mud and snow mode. I'm sure they're...
500 meters,
Stop
turn
it.
left.
Stop it, guidance.
I should have done that earlier.
Thank you, person in the back.
Do it again.
No, it's fine. So what is it like to drive Telluride? It's pretty much your standard Kia experience. So you've got nice, tight, accurate steering, if a little low on feel. The brakes are okay. I wouldn't say they're the last one in brakes, but it pulls the thing down reasonably well. Handling gets the job done. I think that car refers to everything. It's not a sports car. It's meant to be a nice family car in that regard. It's comfortable. The ride is good. We're on 20s, but you never know it. Suspension's really solid. It just tracks accurately through the corners. There are no real surprises or bad habits. The gearbox is very mushy, but then again, you know, in fact, I'd like to know what this car would be like if you put the 3.3 twin turbo from the Stinger. I think that would be a really interesting engine to throw in here, but who would pay for it? For most people, this is all the car you need. It's loaded with kit. Visibility is absolutely excellent. The A-pillars are not massive. This car has a couple of weird options that I haven't seen. It's got this glass thing on the side, which is like from the 80s, and it's got crossbars for mountain racks. But let's be honest, the most sporty thing this thing is going to the food rack at the local co-op. It's not really going to be an active person's car. It's going to be for big families with lots of stuff. Electronic package, everything is good. Sound system is good. I think the Harman Kardon is good. I wouldn't necessarily spend extra for it. I think it's fine. But the best value for these cars are sort of in the middle of the pack. If you're paying 160, it's fine. I think the cheaper ones might be the way to go for. Kia's talking about doing a 4x2 version for people who don't go off-road. And I think that's smart because this car's never going to go off-road. So honestly, what's the point? You might as well just get what you need at the price you want. So these are my quick thoughts. I think it's a pretty good car. I think for people who are looking at it, there are no bad habits. There are no real surprises. And if you bought a Kia in the last 5 years, you know what to expect. If you haven't bought a Kia in the last 10 years, you're going to be shocked at how much this feels like a European car for a Korean car. In terms of surprise and delight, it's way beyond what the Japanese are delivering, which is kind of sad to say, with the exception of Honda. Honda's doing a good job at the moment. But otherwise, I think the Japanese have forgotten how to do a nice, simple, solid car. And this one has a pretty basic, but good warranty, 5 years, I think 150,000 kilometers, 3 years, 60 for service. That's pretty solid. I mean, it's hard to argue with what Kia is offering. And on that bombshell, I'm going to leave you to it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. Till next time.